Hi guys, and welcome back to Beauty Fortified, and today we are talking about skincare on a budget, also known as how to recession-proof your skincare. Now, if you're anything like me, I'm absolutely passionate about skincare. I really love luxury high-end skincare, and I spend the most that I can afford on my skincare. But there are times when budgets hit and pennies are few, and I need to cut back and find and use alternatives. But fortunately, I do have a plan B. I do have a contingency plan. So when things are a bit tight, I know exactly which drugstore products to reach for and what's going to work well for my skin. So I wanted to take you through a couple of options today and show you what I have been using, what I perhaps am no longer using due to budget, and what I'm using instead. So a little bit about my skin. I'm 52 years old. I have got enlarged pores, fine lines, wrinkles, texture, and I do have normal combination skin. I wear makeup and sunscreen every single day, and so I do look for really effective cleansing products as well as moisturizers and serums. So I'm going to start off talking about cleansers. Now, I have two holy grail cleansers. They really are both quite spendy, but I really love them to bits. And the first one is the Skin Ceuticals Glycolic Renewal Cleansing Gel. Now, because I do have enlarged pores, I find that this is absolutely perfect for my skin. It also does remove makeup, and I really love it for that, but it really does come with a very, very hefty price tag. The other cleanser that I use is from a Korean brand called Huxley. This is their Secret of Sahara cleansing foam, and this is absolutely beautiful. It's got a beautiful fragrance. It's just very gentle on the skin, and you only use a small amount. But unfortunately, both of these have had to be put onto the back burner. I've come to the end of both of them, and so I had to find a drugstore alternative because the budget is just not stretching to Skin Ceuticals at this stage. So a couple of drugstore cleansers that I've tried are from the CeraVe range, and the one that I really didn't enjoy, this is the foaming cleanser for normal to oily skin. I found that this was very, very harsh on my skin, so I actually stopped using it, wouldn't recommend. So I was a little bit apprehensive about going back to the CeraVe range and trying another one of their cleansers, but I picked up the hydrating cream to foam cleanser. This is for normal to dry skin, and I find that this really works a treat. It's really beautiful on the skin. You just put a little bit onto your face, and it does kind of break into a very, very light foam, and it really is beautiful. It's non-drying, and so I would highly recommend that one. And then talking about oil cleansers, so because I do wear makeup and sunscreen, I do love a double cleanse. So that means going in with an oil first just to kind of emulsify and dissolve all the makeup, and then I will go in with a cleanser. Now, I've got a high-end oil here, and this is from the brand Lamel. It's their essential cleansing oil, and I just love this. It is so beautiful. It's really luxurious. You only use a small amount of it. You just pat it onto your face and rub it in, and it emulsifies, and your makeup just completely dissolves away. So really is a luxury. But when I'm in a pinch, and even when I'm not in a pinch, I must say that I have been kind of saving this because it just is so gorgeous. But for budget purposes, I do use the Bioderma Atoderm, and this is obviously the great big size of 600 ml. So this cost me the same as the Lamel, which is 150 ml. So you can do the math, and it's no contest there. But this one is absolutely gorgeous as well. So it really does a very, very good job of dissolving away makeup. And once I've used it, I then go in with a cleanser. So I would highly recommend this one. It is really, really great if you are on a budget. Now, sticking with cleansers, I also use a micellar water. I use a micellar water just to take off my eye makeup. Now, I have used in the past the Bioderma, and this is absolutely beautiful. So Bioderma invented micellar water. everybody else then followed suit. So this is the real deal. So the ingredients are really top notch, and you won't find similar ingredients in, I don't think, any other micellar water. People are coming out with literally with duplicates. So the duplicate that I use is the Garnier. Now the ingredients are very, very different. Of course, these both do exactly the same thing, and in fact they're both just as effective as each other, but this is kind of the Rolls Royce. So this one really has top ingredients, but in terms of taking off eye makeup, this one does me just fine, and it's probably about 1/6 of the price. So really love that one from Garnier. Now onto moisturizers. So I tend to use one moisturizer for morning and evening use, and if budget were no object, I would stick to the Estee Lauder Revitalizing Supreme. This is absolutely beautiful. It's just packed chock full of beautiful ingredients. It smells gorgeous as well, but in times of tightening one's belt, this is kind of put onto the back burner. So a couple of the day moisturizers that I have used. The one is from Neutrogena. It's the Retinol Boost Day Cream SPF 15. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't really enjoy this one because I found that it did kind of pull on my skin under my SPF. So not sure that I would recommend this, but Neutrogena is a really good brand, and they do make fabulous moisturizers. So the one that I'm using at the moment is from the Hydro Boost range. This is the gel cream, and I really love this one. I find that it is not too rich for my skin. It's just rich enough. Really do love it. Another one from Neutrogena that I could recommend to you is the Cellular Boost. It's a gorgeous moisturizer, and it also contains ascorbyl glucoside, which is a stable form of vitamin C. I've actually done a review on it. I will link it down below, but it really is a gorgeous moisturizer and would highly recommend that as well. This one is even more budget friendly than the Cellular Boost, so really would recommend that. I have tried a couple from CeraVe. I haven't been impressed with them. They do contain great ingredients, for example, niacinamide, which is a really fantastic ingredient, but unfortunately they just don't work for my skin. Let me know if you've tried any of the CeraVe moisturizers and if they work for you. Another very inexpensive cream that I use is the Epimax. Now this has a large percentage of petrolatum in it. I use it when my skin is feeling compromised and I just need something occlusive to prevent transepidermal water loss. And I also use it sometimes in the evenings over my retinol. So that one is really cheap as chips and would highly recommend that. And now onto serums. So I'm talking specifically about serums that I would use in the evening. So what happens when your Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair is all gone and you really can't stretch to a new bottle? So I have been using two different serums. So the one is an organic rosehip oil, and this is supposed to be really great for texture and skin tone, and this is a dry oil as well, so it really has a lovely feel to it. So I've been reaching for that. Another one I've been using is also from a local brand called Skin Logic, and this is their B10 Booster. It contains 10% niacinamide. Really love this one as well. Now, are these as good as my Estee Lauder? No, they are not, but they're good enough in times of a crunch. When things are a bit tight, it's better than using nothing, and so that's what I reach for in the evenings. Talking about vitamin C serum, so vitamin C is something that I just won't be without. It's just a really great antioxidant and it does wonders for the skin. So ones that I have used in the past are the SkinCeuticals and the Obagi, and the one or two that I'm using at the moment are from the Drugstore. Now the one is Revolution, and the other one, which is on its way to me, is by Skin Functional. It's the 12% ascorbic acid. Now would I say that they are comparable with the Skin Functional or the Obagi? No, absolutely not, but they're better than nothing. So prevention is better than cure, as the saying goes. So they are substitutes that I use when I just can't stretch to the high-end vitamin C's, which truth be told, I haven't done for a very, very long time. But they're absolutely fine. So the Revolution is 12% vitamin C. It's a really good one. It has a creamy formula and it really just soaks into the skin. The Skin Functional one is also beautiful. It really absorbs quite easily into the skin and you can just apply your moisturizer over the top. So those are two that I can really stand by. Let me know if there are any other drugstore vitamin C's that you can recommend. Leave me a comment down below. Now onto the subject of retinols. So drugstore retinols can be a little bit tricky because a lot of brands don't disclose how much retinol is in the product. So you usually find that it is quite a small amount, and I always like to know what the dose of retinol is. So the very high-end retinol I'm using at the moment is the Dermaceutic Active Retinol 1%. This is very, very spendy, but it really is a beautiful product. Now, I have an alternative, and that is my Retin-A. This is my prescription Retin-A. So it is still quite spendy. I do get it on my medical aid, but it is not all that cheap. So what are some drugstore alternatives? Well, if you have access to the ordinary products, they do have quite a large offering in their range of different retinols, and they do tell you the percentage of retinol in the product as well. So that's definitely a bonus. So the one that I have tried is by Skin Functional. I have actually reordered it. It's on its way to me, and it is the retinaldehyde 0.1%. This is a very good one. I can use it on my neck and my décolleté. I find that it doesn't irritate them at all. It's obviously great for my face as well, but I do have a very sensitive neck and décolleté, but the retinaldehyde is a beautiful product. So Skin Functional also make a couple of other different vitamin A's in different doses, and those I would highly recommend. They really are quite affordable and they have a good rep as well. So very, very good product. And finally, onto sunscreens. So fortunately, there are some really good and effective drugstore sunscreens. So it's not really a huge sacrifice if you have to make the switch. I've got two that I use at the moment, and the one is my Helio Care, which is quite spendy. It's the 360 pigment solution fluid, and I love this one because it does contain antioxidants. It does have a tint to it. It's very cosmetically elegant on the skin and under makeup, and I really do love it. But when I'm in a pinch, if the budget is a little bit tight, then I go in with my Nivea Sun. This is my SPF No White Cast Shine Control Mattifying Effect SPF 50. So I have cut the tube open, so that's what things have come to. I really try and get every last morsel out of the tube. But I really do like this one as well. It does work well under makeup, and it's definitely not going to break the bank. So guys, those are my skincare alternatives for when the wolf is at the door. That is my contingency plan, my plan B. Let me know what products you use from the drugstore. Let me know if you found a really, really fantastic sunscreen, vitamin C, moisturizer. Please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.